And now, WolfBytes Open Mic.
The Bass Jackers.
I just came home actually from tour.
Hey guys, this is Phoenix Paul.
Hey, what's up? This is Sean Frank.
WolfBytes DJs and your favorite artists.
Sophie Francis. Sophie, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's super nice to join you guys.
What's up, guys? This is Van Buren.
Now, Open Mic.
All right, hey, WolfBytes Radio. It is DJ Flame, a part of WolfBytes Open Mic, where us WolfBytes DJs interview your favorite artists. And today we have an amazing duo with us. It's our first podcast of 2026. We have Ofenbach. How are you guys doing today?
Hey! We're pretty fine. Happy to be here. Happy to talk to you. And yeah, look, the weather is beautiful here in France. I am in the countryside, I think Dorian too, and yeah, thanks to technology, we can talk together.
I know, it's amazing just to see how beautiful France. I've never been to France. That's always been a bucket list of mine, but wow, that is beautiful. We have a lot of winter weather. We had a lot of snow recently, so there's been just snow from where we are here in the United States, in the Carolinas. So, first thing I want to talk about is how's your music's been going lately? Any inspiration or anything, anything that you've been cooking up, or just something that you plan on releasing later on, or that you could obviously, release?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on right now, and I think I don't say that because we are talking right now, but I think it's maybe our biggest year, musically speaking, because we have a lot of release. We just released a track called Miles Away, which is now charting in Europe and going really, really well. And we hope it will go to the US too. And and we also have a song for a video game called Rainbow Six with Ubisoft that was just released 2 weeks ago. And it's like a video game anthem, for the video game, and also for a big show we are doing next year, like an esport competition. And then we got a new single coming at the end of February with a big pianist from France called Sofiane Pamart. And this guy played at the opening of the Olympics in Paris. He played, he was a pianist player playing when the piano was on fire, on the river and on the Seine. And we have a song coming with him, and we just shot the video at Opéra Garnier. It's the biggest opera in Paris, so it's really beautiful inside. And yeah, we have a lot of things going on right now.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit more about your new release, Miles Away.
We lost César?
I think we have.
César?
Okay,
there he is.
Yeah, Miles Away is a bit the follow-up of our single Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes. On this song, we are back on fast electronic music. We really love the energy we put into this song, and especially the melody, the synth melody. It's we love like original and weird synth sound, and on this one we are really proud about like this synth sound. And yeah, the singer is Julia Church, which is an amazing singer from England. And yeah, we are happy to be back with a real big dance track.
Yeah, I think Julia just did like 2 or 3 songs with John Summit. So yeah, she's really great.
Yeah. So speaking of Julia Church, is there any other like artists like you love like working with when making your music?
We did a song with a really great artist, great singer called Salem Elise, who did the track Mad at Disney, and she sang with us on Feelings Online, and we really loved working with her. And our dream collaboration, I think, with the US act is maybe now Somber, because we love his rock touch, and we love to mix like rock music with electronic music. It's really interesting, and it makes a new genre of music when you mix both together. So it could be really great to do something with Somber.
Awesome. So I want to throw it back just for a few years to your most popular track right now on our Spotify charts in the United States, with Overdrive with Norma Jean Martin. So what was the inspiration with that track?
We interpol the song Cambodia by Kim Wilde. And the amazing story with this song is we wanted to take this melody, this incredible melody from Cambodia, and we decided to get in touch with Kim Wilde and her brother, which is the writer of the song, and they were super happy to let us covering the track. And the most amazing thing is when Kim Wilde play the original version of Overdrive, which is Cambodia. When she played it live, she always finished by singing Overdrive. And what a good feeling to see that the original writer of a song we covered is happy and proud about the version we did. I think this is the most amazing feeling for us because the original artist validate the version, and yeah, and we are happy to make about this new version of this old melody.
And I don't know if you know Kim Wilde because she's like an artist from the 80s, but she was #1 in the USA on the Billboard with a song called "Keep Me Hanging On," I think.
Yes.
Do you know this one? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you started your group back in 2014. How did you two decided to become a duo?
We met during a fire alarm at
A
school.
fire alarm.
Yeah. We met during it's a true story. So we met during a fire alarm when we were 11 years old, so really young, and we started talking at this moment, and we realized quickly that we had a lot of passions in common, and our first like passion in common was like stop motion, like stop motion animation,
Yeah.
like Nightmare Before Christmas, Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, this kind
Yeah,
of
all the
things.
classic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we love this fact. We always, when we were young, we were doing like movies with a little camera because we didn't add a iPhone or thing like that.
Yeah.
And we are doing, movies with Legos, with like I don't know. Comment tu dis pâte à modeler, César en anglais?
Like Wallace and Gromit with this weird paste. You
Yeah.
play
Is it
Play-Doh.
like clay or Play-Doh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. So we are doing movies with that, and it was our first passion. It was really funny because nobody was doing that. And when we first talked, we realized that both of us were doing movies with this kind of, art, stop motion. So it was our first thing together. And then we started talking of music maybe 2 years later when we were 13 years old. And I went to see César and I was like, oh, my dad had a rock band and we should do one. We should try, we should try a rock band and it could be fun. So we started playing instruments and we made our first rock band together in the basement of César house. And then we had the studios and everything, so we had to stop for a while, and we started doing music again when we were maybe 19, something like that, 18, 19. And we started Ofenbach 1 year after electronic music, and we fell in love with electronic because of French Touch, because of Justice, because of Daft Punk and all these great bands.
But I will tell you the truth. Now we started music just for girls. We wanted to have girlfriends. When we started, we never had girlfriends, and we were sure about like if we do music, we will have girlfriends, and which is not so simple. It took us time to have girlfriends.
Hey, back in when we were in middle school and high school, back in the school or like our school years, that's basically you had to have a band or you had a something. That's how you get the girls because you get to play at the parties, you get to play at even in college today too. For DJs too, you play at like all these parties and stuff. That's how you get the girls. So that's how it is usually music and bands.
Yeah, but
exactly.
We're only 13 years old, so
yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think. So I did not know about like the stop motion as how you two met with stop motion. So since you got into music, do you still do like any stop motion stuff as like a hobby or anything? Or
this is one of
yeah.
This
I
is a
would
dream.
love so much. Honestly, I'm thinking about it so much. I think personally, it was my #1 passion at the beginning, and I always think about it. Dorian too, and we are sure that we will do a video clip maybe in stop motion. Maybe a day we will produce a whole animated movie. The thing I love with animation and with stop motion is you have the control of all the artistic direction, all the world you are building, and you tell the story in. And this is amazing. If you film a place already existing, you don't control everything. When you build a whole small village in clay, you choose every little piece of thing in the set, and I really love that.
That's cool. I was wondering because it got me thinking, like it'd be cool to have like a music video of like stop
Yeah.
motion stuff. That's like a really good thing to have like a little bit of like artistic stop motion knowledge and a music knowledge. You could have like some kind of, little music video. That's pretty cool. So,
That's a great idea, and we thought about it before. The only thing is like it's really expensive to do a
yeah.
stop motion video because it takes a lot of time. If you want 3 minutes, for example, it can take like 2 months, 1 or 2 months. I don't know, maybe 1 month, but it's a lot of time, so it's a lot of money, and you have to do all the landscapes too, and creating the landscapes and all the sets. It costs money, but we will do it one day for sure. We'll do it one
Yeah.
day. And maybe it can also be, a film, an album, like a concept album when you tell a story, and it can be really a lot of really interesting things. Yeah.
I know stop motion can be difficult because one wrong move and then that can like, mess up the entire,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
or one little bump or something and then you're like, oh, you got to redo that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you first started joining a group together, I did some research. I read that your first musical group, it was in rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we did music in my basement, it was rock music, even punk music. It was like really simple production. I was a drummer, Dorian was a singer and a guitarist. And yeah, the goal at this moment was to do a lot of noise. Just a lot of noise. It was the goal.
So what was the transition from rock music into electronic dance music?
It was really simple. It was, recording. We were 15 years old, so recording music was expensive. If you want to record a real drummer, real bass player, you got to go to the studio. You cannot do it in your room. So it was a bit expensive, and we did one song, and maybe we paid 500 euros. And so we were like, okay, everybody put a bit of money on it, but we were like, we cannot do that for all our tracks. So we started producing on Logic at this time. And we realized, okay, we can have a drummer for free. We can have a bass player for free. And we did everything on the computer. And we wanted to be free, We wanted to record as much track as we want. And we wanted to do like music in the night, not only when we had studio hours. So we decided to start producing electronic music like that, like electronic drums, electronic bass, but all the other things, like, for example, our first song, Be Mine, were like guitars, organs, vocals. So it was real elements, but with electronic drums and electronic bass.
Amazing. So when you first transitioned to like Logic and doing stuff through the computer, it was basically like you trained yourself or self-taught yourself how to use Logic, or did you have like some like, friends that taught you how to use Logic, or is it just like a trial and error experience?
No, it was, we just tried, tried again and again. And I remember we didn't even watch like tutorials, we just spent lots of time on the software, and yeah, after 2 or 3 years, it started to sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, your first release was What I Want, correct?
It's not our first release. I think our first official single, was a song called Around the Fire.
Around the Fire.
I think so, yeah.
So how did it feel when you had like your first release that was out there?
It was great. It was great because at this moment we started to be a real artistic project, because when we started with remixes on SoundCloud. This is the first success we had, like some millions views on some remixes. The first release was a remix of Pata Pata by Miriam Makeba. You should listen to our remix; it's really great. And
it's an African song.
And when we started to do original songs, at this moment we understood that this is something different. Maybe we can be complete artists and we can have a career, because if you can compose your song, like, people will go to your shows, maybe they will follow you for the music you will compose after. And yeah, it was so important for us and so exciting. Everything at this moment, everything was possible.
Yeah, I know a lot of remixes that you guys. Yeah, I know you did with Ed Sheeran before, and you did the Clean Bandit. A lot of great remixes. So when you produced, would you guys rather do like the remixing, or would you like producing your own tracks? Like, what's your most favorite to do?
I think we'll prefer to do our own tracks because we started with rock music when we were 13 years old, and we were like playing chords and composing like just vocal melodies. And we always love to start from scratch. It's something really interesting because composition, it's like Jackson said that it's like something, you cannot control. It's something if for example you go to the studio and you say, oh, I'm gonna do the best track of the world, and you are in the front of the computer, nothing will happen. But sometimes you will walk in the street, you will just, think about something else, and a melody will go straight into your mind, and you will have, oh, okay, I'm recording it right now. I think it's something from God. You just gotta take something in the air that is floating, but it's a really, really it's like a meditation. I think for me, it's the most like interesting experience you can have, more than remixing. Even if we love doing remix, but the art of doing something from scratch is more interesting, I think.
So where do you get like your inspirations and ideas when you start creating your own tracks?
I think that when you want to compose tracks and you want to start something, you have to listen a lot of music. One of our favorite tips is listen to your favorite albums every day during 1 week. You listen to it, like, for example, you choose Thriller from Michael Jackson, you listen to it 1,000 times, and then you go in studio without thinking, and maybe the good ideas and a lot of thing will be in your brain, and you will compose some songs. The best tips is listening to some music.
Awesome. So going back to when you first formed, where did you get the name Offenbach?
It's we had a friend, in fact, he had like little parties in little pubs in Paris. And one day he called us and he said, guys, I need someone to play tonight. I know you're playing a bit because we were buying like, controllers like Pioneer, but little ones, not the biggest CDGs, but the one like at two or 300 bucks. And we're starting to mix a bit, but we didn't add any name. So we needed to find a name, and we had 24 hours. So we were looking around us everywhere. And I remember César was doing like lyrical singing at this time. Uh, and he saw on this partition, like he was studying Jacques Offenbach, which it's the guy who did the French Cancan. It's like a really famous like French, half German composer. And he saw it on a partition, and he said, oh, look at that. And I said, whoa, sounds really good. And I think it's really international. Like Offenbach can sound good in French, Offenbach in English, Offenbach in German, it's Offenbach. So everybody have its way to say it, but it just sounds good.
It does sound really good. And it's like, I agree with you because at first, when some people look at it, like, oh, is it like a German name or anything? But it's easy to where everyone can say. I know a lot of
Yeah.
EDM artists, they have like a lot of good names. It's like, it's kind of hard to say, but Offenbach is a lot easier to
Yeah.
pronounce. And it's like a really cool name, though, for a duo.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank
And it
you.
shows that, yeah, thank you. And it shows that we are open-minded, to any kind of music. Because Jacques Offenbach was like classical, lyrical music, and it shows just like you can, like César said, you can be a electronic producer, but you can also listen to classical music, listen to every kind of music.
So touching on that, you say I know you love doing electronic music and you start off with doing rock. What would you say consider to be your favorite as a duo genre of music?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so
Didn't
as a
understand.
duo, I know you do make a lot of electronic music, but what would be your favorite genre of music of all time? Because I know you started back in rock when you were first started in school.
I think we love music. We don't the electronic music. When we say electronic music, is just a way to produce music. When we do music, when we compose music, we take the guitar, we take the piano, we compose a melody upon this. It could be pop, it could be rock, it could be electronic. Electronic is just the way to produce it. I think we just love melodies and music. There's no genre. We don't care about genre. But I think my favorite thing is to take a piano or a guitar and to sing. I think for Dorian is the same. And then we use electronic music to show our songs to everybody. This is
But
for us the easiest way to record music.
but our favorite genre of music, we don't have one. Like we don't have
Yeah.
one. Like it's really like it's a mix of everything, and yeah, we don't have a special genre that we love. We love every kind of music. Every kind of music is really interesting in its way.
But our music is not really electronic. It's only the production. But if you listen to Miles Away and you just take off the drums and the bass and then you produce it differently, it will be a pop track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that from that one, Miles Away. Really good track. So going back in 2018, it looks like you performed at the UEFA league final. How was that? Was that like a good like
It
milestone?
was yeah, it was a good milestone. I think it was not the biggest milestone, but it was a really impressive, to go in the center of a stadium for a football game for the final, and we got to carry the cup too, so it was really impressive. So yeah, it was, and it's a challenge because when people are coming to the stadium to see like a football match, they are not here like they can be here to party, but they're not here for the music. They're just waiting for the game to start. So it's a big challenge to like entertain the people, and it went very well, and people were dancing, jumping, so it went very well. But I think our biggest milestone was playing at the closing of the Olympics in Paris. That was really like we played at Stadium Stade de France. It's called. It's the biggest stadium in Paris, and we played with a couple of electronic artists from French Touch, and with legends, like Martin Solveig, like um, Buzzy P, like the creator of Ed Bunger's Records, like Cassius, Jean-Michel Jarre. And it was really, I think it was one of the biggest milestone of our career, playing at the Olympics. Because, the Olympics, like it's one time every 100 years in the country.
Yeah.
So it's really crazy. Yeah.
That sounds like a great milestone. Do you feel like that when you went play at the Olympics, that kind of gained like a lot of good fans for your duo?
I don't know if we gain fans, but now we have a lot of incredible memories. Being there is personally a great experience. I don't know if it's the people were here to see the Olympics. We are the artists here. Okay, they care, they don't care, but we were here only to live the experience. Honestly, I don't know. I think that if you do a cool TikTok today, you can have more fans than playing at the closing of Olympics. But closing at I think so. But closing the Olympics is really good for memories.
Awesome. So outside of making music, is there anything else that you to do as like as fun hobbies? Do you just like spend time with family or just come together and just start brainstorming some more, you know, tracks and stuff for future production?
We love cinema. We love cinema a lot. Like we see a lot of movies, and like for example, we were in Los Angeles for 1 month, like 1 week ago, and we always love to go on the sets to watch how movies are made because that's one of our dreams to shoot because we did a lot of videos, but one day it's our dream to rent like the Paramount Studios set, for example, to do a video. And yeah, so we really love cinema, and we have a new show. We didn't talk about that, but we have a new show since beginning of last year with clones on stage. I don't know if you heard that, but the
I don't
concept
think
of the
so.
live is like we're on stage with our clones, and it's really a cinematic experience. It's like every like César is clone, Brian is clone, and we are all playing instruments, and it's like a real live with real machines that we built, for the stage. And it's a brand new experience because it's real clones on stage. It's not like virtual reality or
Yeah.
holograms. It's real clones. So if you come to see us live, you will see Dorian and César and their clones on stage, and it's like a real experience. You gotta see it.
That's amazing. I gotta check that
Yeah,
out. So do
yeah,
you
that's really the thing. Yeah.
so is cinema like something cool you like to add when you're doing to your performance too? If you do go out into like the United States or when you do like any other DJs, do you include cinema into your performance as well?
The
Yeah.
clones.
Yeah. With the clones, um, when you come to our show with the clones, it's like living the experience of a sci-fi movie from the 80s. Uh,
Yeah.
and uh, and yeah, we love to put some cinematographic reference in our live show. We really love that. I think that today playing live is not only playing music, is telling a story to people. And we are storytellers, and we love to bring something else on stage, not only like two cool DJs playing songs. We want people to come to dance, and if they want, they can sit and watch the show. We've been to a Gesaffelstein show in California, and we felt that too. We were here. There were all this incredible scenography. The way he moved, tell a story, and yeah, this is exactly what we want to bring on stage and our vision of live music. We love Daft Punk, Justice, Gesaffelstein. Those incredible acts don't do classical DJ thing on stage. This is where we want to go.
So where did the clones come into play? Because I like that idea on how you have like these clones that go into stage. That is a really unique idea.
Yes, we're like planning. We want to go to the US to play this show. The only thing we want to do before is release the album, because the album is, it's like the circle of this concept. Like this album is gonna tell a story about all the concept of the clones, and we just want to finish it and release the album. And then once the album is released and people can listen to it everywhere in the US and in the world, we will come in the US to present like the show with the album. It's something that comes together. But now we are playing the show in Europe and in France, and it's like it's the beginning. We started like some months ago, so it's still the beginning, and we're like testing the show, and we're like making it bigger and bigger. But we want to come to the US, I think, like beginning of next year or something like that, to play the show.
That would be really cool to see the show. And
Yeah.
I like the idea of how you have like for the album where each song is targeted to a specific clone, which is cool. It's always good to like you said, instead of having that music experience, it's also the visual experience too and an emotional connection with the
And it's
audience.
not like, it's not like the clone thing is more of philosophy. Like
Yeah.
the album is not talking about like the clone specifically, but it's the philosophy of the clone project is
Yeah.
like, try to not be a clone, try to be yourself. And
So,
that's the
yeah.
whole philosophy. Try to be yourself in a world where everybody try to put things in your head and try to make you a clone. That's the idea.
That's a good idea. I like that. That's a good and uh, yeah, I'm still mind blown about with the whole clone situation. That's amazing. So when going back to those you met into where you two met back into middle school, how did you like your family? Like, did you even expect to see yourself today when you first met from the fire alarm at high school being like good art, like EDM artists or EDM producers?
I got my earliest memory of imagining myself as an electronic act is really old. I think I was like 8 or 9, and I was listening to the first David Guetta's tracks at this moment. And my old brother and his friends were fond of the first David Guetta's tracks. Like, it's not so much famous. There's a track called Monet, another one called In Love with Myself. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was really, really great. And I remember listening to this music on my very, 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 very old MP3 player. And I was listening to that, imagining myself acting like a DJ. And I was like that at home, acting like a DJ. And yeah, this is an old memories. I was imagining myself being David Guetta at this moment. And then when we met with Dorian, since day one, we were creative. When we met, we directly made some movies. Then we made, like Dorian say, a band. And when we were talking about the future, it was always crazy. When we were 12 and playing rock music, we were like, a day we will do the stadium in Paris. A day we will sign. I remember at 13 years old, Dorian tell me, man, I'm sure they will sign with Warner Music. And we signed with Warner Music, and which is crazy because we knew that we will sign with Warner Music at 13 years old. Tu te souviens de ça, Dorian?
Yes, I remember. Yeah, that's something I truly think. Like César said, when we were young, we said we're gonna sign with Warner Music, and we did it. So I really think for everybody listening to this interview or everybody listening to your radio, if you truly think about something and you visualize it will become reality if you don't give up. I know it's really easy to say, but I truly think it works. And I really think, for example, with César, since we began, we have one dream too. It's to succeed, to have success in the US, to be on the Billboard, to be just a big band in the US, to win Grammy Awards. And I really think that if we keep dreaming and pushing boundaries, it will happen. But I think it's the same for everybody. Everybody should have this mindset.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
re-
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I remember that when we released our first remix on SoundCloud and show it to our friends, we were telling to our friends, a day we will play at Tomorrowland main stage, and it happened. We did it, and we will do it again this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually into my next question, which is like my final question I like to end with is those who are getting into the music industry, those who are in school or in college, just mixing tracks in their dorm room or something. What advice do you have for them to become, more into further into a music career?
I think it's the same
Um,
advice. Just
yeah.
visualize yourself where you want to be, work, because when you love what you do, finally you don't really work. So work like what you love, your passion, and just spend a lot of time on Logic and your software because it will help you to realize your dream after. Yeah.
Is it more? It looks like it's more fun to do it as a duo than individually, though, because I see a lot of EDM duos, and it's like you have to find the one that's like a brother for life or a sister for life, join, and then you can the memories together as you travel around.
Yeah, you can share the good and the bad moments too. It's really supportive for mental health. And yeah, it's fun, especially at the beginning when you party a lot and you drink and all the stuff. It's always good to do it with a friend. And yeah, and for the French culture, the biggest electronic bands are Cassius, Daft Punk, Justice, all duos. And we were inspired by that. For us, it was logical. If we want to do electronic music, let's do it in duos because our favorites act were duos.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been an honor to have you guys for a part of this WolfBytes Open Mic podcast. And before we sign off,
Thank
there's
you.
anything else you would like to add? I know you have a lot of good stuff coming up in the future, and we're looking forward to seeing that and getting some more tracks on WolfBytes from you guys.
Now we just want to say thank you for this really cool interview, and we hope to see you in real life. We hope to see you
Yeah,
at one of our shows.
Definitely, yeah.
We hope to play in Carolina, and yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to that, and we'll definitely stay in touch with that.
Thank you very
Super,
much.
super.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to talk. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Pleasure talking. If you enjoyed this episode of WolfBytes Open Mic, you can check that wherever you get your podcasts or at wolfbytes.ncsu.edu.